So last week it was a Goodwill shopping day, like any other day, or so I thought. And I was with my whole family. We had gone into Goodwill, and it was the focus of that day. Of course, the focus for me is always looking for things to resell online, but the main focus that day was finding clothes for my kids and my husband. And they were all there together so we could I could get a better idea of if things would fit and if they would like the items. So I remember even as we pulled in, Mr. Pish Posh asked me, do you want me to take any footage? Do you want to record anything here? And I said, no, I just want to focus on what we can find for ourselves. And sometimes those things need to be done. Of course, I'm always going to be looking for things to resell, like I mentioned. And so the day just turned out to be one of those days where we found so many good things to resell. We did find a few clothing items for ourselves as well. But I thought today what I would do is follow, like I found a very good brand that day, and I thought we could follow the whole process from thrifting all the way to the sale, okay? We're just gonna pick one of the items that I found. So as I was looking through clothes for my son, I came across this, I guess you would call it like well, it's a Henley, right? It's a Henley, but it's kind of performance material. It's got this rooster. And I looked inside and it said Howler Brothers. Now, Howler Brothers, I mean, it's been a minute since I found a good Howler Brothers shirt, and it is a bolo name that you should know. Be on the lookout for this brand. Now, what had kind of thrown me off was that this is not their usual style. They are definitely a Western shirt style brand. So I just thought it was interesting. I said, wow, I never, I'm going to grab it, of course. I don't even think I looked up comps on that particular style. And it was funny because I had just been thinking the other day, it's been a while since I found a Howler Brothers. And you would think the Western kind of vibe would be, we'd find it here in Montana. I've only found it a handful of times. So anyway, I kept shopping with my son. We're looking through pants, and all of a sudden I'm like, hold on a second, Howler Brothers pants. Now, I've never seen that before, but they were trash. They had stretching and everything in the wrong places, and they were not looking good for resale. So I passed them by. A little while later, another pair of Howler Brothers pants, and I was like, you know what? I need to go back over to the other shirts and really, because I had let my son do some of the looking, I'm like, I need to go back there and like really look at every single shirt. And sure enough, as you can see from the footage, there were plenty of Howler Brothers shirts if I looked hard enough. So I found some long sleeve, I found some short sleeve. You can see they're kind of here behind me. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then plus the Henley. So it was an amazing Howler Brothers haul day. So one thing I did do in the store, and I'm filming with my camera, so I'll try to just put some footage here that would help you understand it. So the results might not be exact by the time I do the search. Anyway, actually, let's just quickly go to my computer and let's talk about sell-through rate and selling prices of these shirts. So I did this quick research on my phone. So just picture this happening on my phone. And the reason I did that, even though I knew this was a good brand, I wanted to make sure that nothing had changed with the desirability of this brand because it had been a while since I had found it. And the sizes I was finding was small and medium. Just wanted to double check that it was going to be worth me picking these up. So I just did a quick Howler Brothers, and then I just snap shirt is what I called it. It's a pearl snap style shirt, snap shirt. And then I added the size medium to kind of narrow down the results. As you can see, there's 132 results for Howler Brothers shirts in a size medium. You can see we've definitely got that Western vibe going on. So let's switch it over to solds and let's see how many have sold in the last 90 days. We've got 255 results. That's a very good sell-through rate. That's over 100%. in the whole reselling sell-through rate way of looking at things. So here we've got, like I said, 255 results for size medium. Okay, as you go down, you can see some prices. That's a really high price. Not sure what that's about. $90, $69.99, $39. Okay, so you get the idea. Nice sell-through rate. A higher sell-through rate generally means this shirt is going to sell a little bit faster than an item with a lower sell-through rate. Now you may notice that some of the higher priced ones have this word gaucho, snap shirt. And so that's what, see, $99.99. The gaucho style is a Western style shirt. It's got embroidery up here on both sides, up here on the shoulders. And that's what Howler Brothers, it's their gaucho snap shirt is what they call it. So those are going to get you a little bit more money. Okay, so I established at the thrift store that I had a really good sell-through rate, so I felt really good about grabbing all of the shirts that I could find. So honestly, I did leave a couple of the shirts there at the thrift store because the damage was too bad. There was either holes or just overall just pretty worn. So whoever had cleaned out their wardrobe, they definitely did wear their shirts. You know, they like their Howler Brothers shirts, and I'm hoping they just kind of replaced them with some new ones, or maybe they moved on from that style. Who knows? But I did find one gaucho shirt, and I'm going to show it to you now. So I did find one, and the embroidery on it is a seagull. So I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I did see a seagull one for like, you know, $75 or something like that. Now, mine does have condition issues. This does have a couple, I think it might have some stains, and then it does have a hole here in the back, right? And it's not on the seam. So, you know, Mr. Pish Posh is a good sewist. Is that what we want to call him? Not a seamstress. He's a good sewist, and he has most of his experience fixing things along the seam. But I figured with the desirability of these shirts and the good sell-through rate, like, we're not going to get top dollar because of this, but Mr. Pish Posh said he can fix it. It will be noticeable that it was fixed. So that's totally fine. He's going to do it. We're going to disclose it. You know, maybe someone more experienced would be able to fix it in a better manner. But I think even with the repair, we're going to do pretty good with that one. So that one we have to hold off a bit. I can't do anything with the stains. We had an unexpected washer and dryer replacement necessary this week. So we're waiting to get those picked up today, I think later today. Plus the repair needs to be done. So we are going to focus on these other shirts that I got. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick this one. It's just a plaid. I think this is the one I wanted to do. Yep. It's just a plaid snap shirt. And I'm going to go through my listing process and just kind of take you along with me while I do that. So first thing I'm going to do with this shirt is take my pictures and do my measurements. So the first thing I do is I come back to my desk and I write down the measurements before they're gone out of my head. And yes, I usually, well, not usually, but sometimes have to get back up and measure them again because they're poof, gone. Okay. There's other ways to do this. I'm not saying this is the most efficient way. I'm just sharing my process with you. Mr. Pish Posh does his completely different. He might take a bunch of photos of a bunch of items and do all his measurements. And then he has a chart, listing form, and then he just sits down and does all his listings at once. I'm more of a one item at a time from start to finish. And I find it kind of helps me like to get up and down, not sit at my desk for a long stretch of time. I can just kind of get up, move around a little bit, sit back down. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, so that's just how I do it. So the first thing I'm going to do if I can, oh yeah, share with you, is the very first photo I usually change, right. The very first photo I usually change over to remove the background, and I do that in Photo Room. So here we start from the photo, go to my camera roll. I just pick that first photo, and come on. Okay, here we go. It's usually a little faster than that. So we're removing the background. We've got the white background, looks good. We save the image. Did it save? There we go. There's our check mark and done. Okay. Okay, so now it's in my photos. So then for the next steps, let's just go over back to my computer and I'll show you how I put the listing together. So what I've been doing lately in my listing process is just finding a similar item on eBay and then just doing a sell similar on it. I was looking really quickly through these listings and trying to figure out a closest match to mine. I think mine, the ones that I have might be a little bit of an older style, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find the exact name of them. If you go over to the Howler Brothers website, I did, if I look at men's shirts, and then if we look at pearl snaps, because that's what we're dealing with. Man, everything is slow today. Why? Only when I'm recording. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so if I'm just looking through, there's some short sleeve ones that are possible. These might be similar, but these are the gaucho ones with the embroidery. So there's certain features on mine that I've decided that need to be included in my listing. And so even if I don't have the exact name of the shirt, I'm just going to make sure that I mention the pearl snaps. And I'm also going to mention that the two plaid shirts that I have are vented. So vented yoke, you can see it in this one. So it might be the HBarB Tech long sleeve, but mine has it's more of a sawtooth design on the pocket flap, so I don't think it's that. But in any case, I'm just going to put my important keywords. I'm going to just try to find something that's similar, kind of like this one. They call it the crosscut. That's probably the closest. They have crosscut, plaid, and vented, so that might be a good one that I can use. So hopefully my computer will not continue to be super slow. Oh, good gravy. It's not usually like this. So I may kind of skip over some parts. If my internet is going to go this slow, you are not going to want to see the whole thing, but I can show you what I do at this point. So my pictures are on my phone already. And so what I do is I just hit upload from mobile. So it sends a notification to my phone. And then I add upload photos that I've already taken. I use my first one with the one that I took the background off of as the first one. And then I just kind of go through all my photos. Well, you'll be able to see them in a minute. Okay, so they are uploading. So I just kind of do a basic front of the shirt, top half of the shirt, bottom half of the shirt, any up close little labels. Howler Brothers have all these little sayings and tags and the little howler monkey on there. And so those are just the things that I want to make sure I can add to the details. A picture of the back, any inside tags is what I get pictures of. So then I hit got it. And it saves it as a draft. It's all good. So here we go. I've got my pictures already loaded in this listing. So now I'm more comfortable working on my laptop and typing and things like that. So as you can see, there's one other little feature I can show you That's kind of cool with Howler Brothers shirts. On the inside front of the tail of the shirt, it's like a little extra pad, and it's for cleaning your sunglasses. So that's kind of fun. Then I'm going to just kind of work with their title. I don't know if you're going to want to watch this whole thing. I have not had my computer be this slow, my internet. I don't know. I think I'm going to take crosscut out because I'm not positive. And I do Howler Brothers. I'm going to do the size first. Men's medium, Western pearl snap shirt, vented plaid. Now, because it's vented, we can also market it as a fishing shirt. Okay, that's kind of how Howler Brothers marketed it as well when they have the vents on the back. And if you know, this is what I mean by vented. So the back, like you can put your hand up here in the yoke and it's that mesh. So you can see the mesh on the inside right here too. So we could call that a fishing shirt. So that's good. So we've got a cross, you know, Western and fishing. But people who know Howler Brothers know what they're getting, right? So that's why I'm not too worried about it. Now my colors are kind of like they're like yellow, brown, and gray. And so I don't know. I don't know if that's yellow or not. Does that look like yellow? It's kind of like a yellow brown. I don't even know what to call it. Okay. We'll come back to that later. But it's also, yeah. Tan. Should we call it tan and gray? Oi, I should have picked one that was easier as my demo. Something that was a little bit more obvious. Okay, we're going to change our category in the store to men's clothing. Okay, let's see. The suggested brand, they don't know what they're doing. Now, the brand, let's see. If we go over to the website, they call themselves Howler Bros, right? And so I think I'm going to change mine. Even though it's Howler Brothers. I don't know. Should I put both? I don't think so. Howler Brothers. Men's medium, Western pearl snap shirt, vented plaid fishing. I'm just going to say yellow. Seriously. All right. You know what, guys? I'm going to pause this. This is not working for me. I'm going to pause this, work on the listing, and then I'll come back and show it to you when it's done. Okay, so trying this again. I think my internet might be behaving a little bit better now. So we left off, we had our pictures. I did change it from yellow to brown. It really is like a yellowish brown kind of color. And I'm ignoring this list faster because they're not really giving me anything helpful. I've got it in my men's clothing store category. It's under casual button-down shirts. We've got Howler Brothers, regular, size medium, long sleeve men, and then multicolor is what I left there. We've got plaid for a pattern. A lot of this was already pre-filled in because of the working off of someone else's listing. So, I mean, sometimes people work better just starting fresh on each one. Or like right now, I have another shirt that looks very similar to this one. So what I would do is sell similar off my own listing. And that's going to go way faster. Under theme, they did have some stuff picked out. I just left most of it. I did add fishing. The hipster one kind of made me laugh. Accents button, I don't think so. So I'm going to clear that one. Sorry, missed that one. We've got features. I added vented in there too. They had breathable. It's cotton and poly. They added Howler Brothers to the character. Totally not necessary, but I am going to leave it that way. It's not a button-down collar style. It's just a point, I think. Okay. That's not really that important, but They had crosscut in the product line. I just left it because I do mention later in the listing that I think maybe it is like an older crosscut version. Anyway, so where it's made casual chest size, I put in here, but then I also put the measurements in the description as well because I will be cross-posting this to other platforms that don't do this, you know, item specifics type thing. My condition, I fill in this box. It's pre-owned, clean pre-owned condition with no holes or stains. Then I repeat my title. I put my condition in there. I put my size. I have chest measures 22.5 inches across flat. Length from the base of the collar to the hem is 28 inches. Now, Mr. Pish Posh does way more measurements than I do. It's all good. Whatever you're comfortable with. He does sleeve length and shoulders and things like that. I just added a few details on it. The vented yoke. I believe this is a version of the crosscut shirt. Pearl snaps, yellow, brown, and gray plaid to kind of give that idea that it's brown but with a yellowish tinge. Looking at sales, I would say this shirt's in pretty good shape, so it'd probably be about $40 is what it could sell for. Anywhere like $35 to $40 is probably what I'm expecting. So I start a little bit higher, $44.99, just to give myself some room to send offers and things like that. And I might even go a little higher on Poshmark to be able to do the same thing. I'm not allowing offers at the moment. I don't need to schedule. I'm just doing a calculated shipping 10 ounces with ground advantage. International shipping is all set up. It just ships to the hub. My settings are all set up, and then I'm going to go ahead and list it. So I hit that list button. Here we go. Now we can view the listing. You're used to seeing what my listings look like because you see my what solds. Okay, so there we go. I'm not done yet. I am going to go over to Vendoo, and I am going to see. Yeah, I wonder if it's my software that I'm using to record my screen is slowing me down. That could be. Maybe I've got too much stuff on my computer. Anyway, okay. Importing. It's getting my latest. This button over here is for importing, so it's getting my latest eBay items. Now, I've started doing my clothing listings the way I've showed you because there's so many item specifics. I know we've done a video in the past on how we use Vendoo, and at that point we were both just making our listings in Vendoo. And it's totally fine to be able to do that, but I realized as I listed clothing that I really missed having a lot of those item specifics already pre-filled for me. And so for clothing especially, other things I can do the listing right in Vendoo and it's all good, but here we go. Here's that. I'm not going to worry about all this flatware at the moment that I listed, but I am going to click that one. I'm going to import this one item because we love cross-listing, because Howler Brothers would probably sell pretty well on Poshmark, possibly on Depop as well, but we're going to just worry about this one. Okay, so it said it imported. We are going to find it here. Here it's in our inventory. Like it says, it's already on eBay. You can see some other things Mr. Pish Posh is working on at the moment. And then we will hit the Poshmark button. And then it always comes over with like extra spaces. So I usually like to tighten it up a little bit, but still kind of make it readable. Okay, so my title is fine, my pictures are fine. Howler Brothers, the brand, seems to be okay. Primary color, we're going to go with brown, and then we're going to go with gray. And style tags, now we definitely want to put Western, and we want to put cowboy. No coastal cowgirl. I have to create it. Okay, and then I'm going to put fishing. Okay, I could put outdoors. You know what? I might do outdoors instead of, yeah, outdoor. Okay, it's in casual button-down shirts. I'm going to pop the size medium in there. I don't know why that doesn't transfer over. And then I might just pop this up to like 49 and just see what happens on Poshmark with that. Then I pop it over to Poshmark. So there we go. It's on eBay. It's on Poshmark. Now we just wait for a sale. Okay, so it took about 2 weeks, but I am back here to report that my Howler Brothers shirt did sell, and it did sell on Poshmark, and it sold in a bundle with another Howler Brothers shirt. So I sold both of these together for $60, $30 a shirt. I can't remember which one the buyer offered on first, but he had offered me, I had it listed at 40, he offered me 21. I came back at 35, but then next thing I know, he put it in a bundle, and then he added the second shirt to his bundle. So I was like, okay, let's see what he'll end up offering. He knows I'm right around 35. So it was a very reasonable offer, where then he just dropped down to buying both shirts for $60. So I was totally okay with getting $30 for each of these shirts. I don't think they're a super current style, but still 2 weeks, not too bad of a return on something I found at the thrift store. So let's go ahead and get these shipped.
Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hello there, Mr. Pish Posh here. So Shannon sold these two Howler Brothers shirts on Posh to the same person. So I'm just going to show you real quickly how we ship those together. Because they're pearl snap, we want to protect the snaps in shipping. Because it's on Posh, it's not going to be as critical, because I'm going to put these in a box. But if it was eBay or something else, they might go in a bag. But either way, I still like to ship it the same way. So put the sleeve over the pockets to protect that, and then fold it over. And that just kind of keeps all of those pearl snaps from banging into each other during transit. So the same thing with this one. Cover those pearl snap pockets. And then I usually fold it over so that it doesn't bend the collar. That way it just doesn't come wrinkled, and then try to get it like that. So we'll put those together. We like to use the clear polys just to kind of hold everything, even if it's going in another bag, but that's just personal preference. Kind of helps us judge the size and keeps it an extra layer of protection. So if this, like I say, if this was something else, I'd probably put it in a bag. Actually, you know what we might do, because of the size, we're going to use a padded flat rate. So it just gives, again, an extra layer of protection. Sometimes when we drop them off at the PO and they're scanning them, they're just kind of tossing them and then tossing things on top. So that should keep those pearl snaps protected